Good afternoon, everyone. Let's take a quick look at today's key market themes covering the US dollar, gold, and WTI crude oil. So starting with the US dollar, the Fed Reserve is set to update its longer-term policy framework at the Jackson Hole Symposium. With inflation still elevated and labor markets tight, the Fed is expected to shift away from the average inflation targeting approach and return to its traditional focus on deviations from the maximum employment and stable prices. While this may seem like a technical adjustment, the change reflects lessons from the post-pandemic inflation surge. And for markets, the key question is whether the Fed maintains flexibility to respond if growth slows and inflation undershoots again. And at the moment, most observers expect the Fed to keep its communication unchanged, but any shift in tone could influence expectations for the rate cuts later this year. Next, gold. Gold remains supported above the 3,300 level, with investors focusing on the bigger macro picture. The narrative is shifting back from tariffs to fundamentals, including US growth prospects, Fed policies, and global fiscal trends. With fiscal deficits normalizing at high levels worldwide, the monetary policy is increasingly constrained, which supports demand for the hard assets like gold. And on top of that, geopolitical shift towards a multipolar world and concerns about US policy credibility continue to underpin gold's longer term as a safe haven. And in the near term, momentum hinge on whether price can reclaim the mid-3,300, which will open the door towards the 3,400 region. And last, WTI crude oil. The prices attempt a rebound during the Asian session but remain under pressure. Oversupply continues to dominate with OPEC, Russia, and US all producing heavily. That makes it difficult for the bulls to gain traction, and technical resistance around 65 remains a key ceiling. While a collapse in prices look unlikely for now, the market is stuck in a range with volatility driven by shifting supply headlines. Until the demand strengthens, oil is likely to remain capped. So to wrap up, the Fed's upcoming strategy shift is in focus. Gold remains underpinned by structural and fiscal themes, and oil struggles with the supply-heavy conditions. We'll be watching closely for Powell's remarks at the Jackson Hole for the next big catalyst. That's all for today. Thank you.